Hello. So, if you don't know, as of May 7th, 2017, Emmanuel Macron has been elected the next president of France. And I really want to imply my comments on this. I was a huge Le Pen supporter, and I'm not happy about this. It's not a victory for France, in my personal opinion. It's a victory for the European Union, no dur. But the European Union is just not good. I've been fighting against the European Union. I've been fighting against globalism. This is why I was a huge supporter of Brexit. So, today I want to talk about Emmanuel Macron in his globalist. I'm going to focus on immigration first and then go into other smaller, understood details. So, today I want to focus on one paragraph, or parts of a couple paragraphs I have the full list here. And so I'm going to focus on the full paragraph, and because I can kind of agree barely though, with some of his areas, but at the same time we don't have to, but anywho. The duty of Europe is to offer asylum to those who are persecuted and seek its protection. No, it's not. You know what? It's not the European Union's duty to they don't need to take in these people because they're not Europeans. They are from Syria. They are from Yemen. They are from Libya. These aren't Europeans, though. And that means that it is not the duty of Europe to take in these people because they're not European. Okay? Why do we need to let in non-Europeans and we've seen the effects. We've seen what's happened in places such as Germany and Sweden. And we still take them in. But in the end, some of these people have probably never even touched European soil. And then Europe still lets them in. We can't let them in. I understand their situation. I feel bad. But Europe cannot take in them. They cannot take in this situation. It's going to fail on them at some point. So it is not their duty. So now, continuing. It is also helping to address the causes of migratory movements, underdevelopment, famines, climatic disorders, but the European Union cannot accept on its soil all those who are in search of a better life. I can agree with this, but we wouldn't have to have that problem if we wouldn't have mass migration. We wouldn't have that problem that we have to reject people because we don't need mass migration. We don't need it. This problem wouldn't arise. This is Emmanuel Macron's big deal, is integration. We wouldn't need to worry about that if we didn't have mass migration. I don't understand how it takes much more time to have everybody integrate than to just not let them in. I don't know. It's like that's in the end much more simple. And so, for the second, in this context, France must take its fair share in the reception of refugees. It must issue titles to all those whom it considers entitled to asylum in its territory. On the other hand, those who do not fulfill the conditions to be awarded with such a title and therefore remain in our territory must be able to be effectively returned to the border. Okay, let's talk about its fair share of refugees. It's none. France is not obligated to take in refugees because their fair share is nothing because you don't need. It is a completely optional choice. If the government doesn't want to let refugees into your nation, you don't need to let them in. Oh my gosh, your fair share of refugees is zero because you are a sovereign nation. Every nation's fair share of refugees is zero because they don't need to take them in. People choose to take them in, but again, as I said in my last argument, it creates problems. Germany, Sweden, U.S. Yeah, U.S. even has some problems. I live in a very highly immigrant community, and I've seen a lot of problems. Some of these people have zero respect for some of our culture, and I haven't really seen it. Well, I have, but my dad has seen a lot of it too. He's told me about it. It's horrible. So, that's his on refugees and immigration, which I don't understand. It seems much more of a hassle to integrate than to, well, let's say, just not let them in. But now I kind of want to talk about the fact that Emmanuel Macron is just a globalist. He is pro-EU. He wants to stay in the EU. He stated in his thing that he wants to create a Eurozone economy. He pretty much wants to integrate even more into the Eurozone. He wants to create a full Euro economy. Why? Why do you not want to keep control of your own economy? You can tax products with your own economy. You can send more money to your government with tariffs and all that. Not with free trade, you're not doing that. You're just sending, with free trade, you just send your products over to Slovakia, over to Poland. You send it to poorer nations in the East. Don't send it over. And also, this man is a part of the establishment. He was a part of Hollande's. He was the economy minister of Hollande, which is a very unpopular president at this moment. He was never going to win. He was never going to even go into first round. He never did because he'd lose. He's very unpopular. But again, this man, a part of the administration, won. You're voting for a person you don't like. You voted for the administration you didn't like. That's what these people voted for. It makes no sense to me at all. And I mean, I'm not going to comment on him being married to a wife of 24 years, who's 24 years older. Yes, it makes no sense to me, but yeah, that's my thoughts on Macron. I don't agree with his immigration. Don't agree with I don't agree with pro-Europe. He's not going to kill France, but he's going to he's not ruining France, but I don't know what to say. Is he ruining it? I can't tell right now. But in the end, I shouldn't be talking about this at all. I'm an American. But I just wanted to make my thoughts on some of Emmanuel Macron's ideas and how, France is, I don't know, just gonna go into a ruin. I'm just gonna not a ruin, just France is selling out to the globalists. That's all I can say. I'm Altitude, and I'm reporting.